What's up, YouTube? As you can see by the title, today's video is going to be 10 tips for parents who have school-age children. So if that's something that you're interested in, keep on watching. I want to preface this video by saying I am a mom. I have a daughter who's 20. I also have a son who's 15 years old. I've been in education. I've been an educator for 25 years. I am a credentialed teacher as well as a credentialed administrator. I taught in the classroom for 16 years, 6th grade, 7th grade, and mostly 8th grade. And I am currently a middle school administrator. So these tips that I'm going to be giving you, I know what I'm talking about. So let's get started. Tip number 1, if you want your kid to be successful in school or just successful in life in general, start at a young age. Start when they are little, because if we let these things go and go for years and they're acting up when they're 3, you don't want to see what that's going to look like at 15, because it's going to be really ugly. So if you have kids and they're small, stop letting them get away with the little things. Make sure they know the difference between yes, that's okay, and no, that's not okay. Tip number 2. Talk to your kid about school every day. Even if it's just, hey, how was school today? What'd you do at school? Or, hey, tell me about your day. Just so that they know that you're interested in what it is that they're doing every day. And they probably are not going to respond at the very beginning, but if you keep it up, they'll start responding. Let them know that you care about what they're doing when they're at school. Tip number 3. And this is a really big one. Parents, know what social media platforms your child is participating in. Whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, know what they are. Have all the codes to their phone so that you can get into their phone anytime you want to, because after all, it is your phone because you're paying for it. And don't be afraid to set time parameters around when your child can be on their phone. If you want them to sleep at night, then take their phone from them at a certain time, because if you don't, 9 times out of 10 they're going to be on that phone all night long. So that is really important. Most of the issues that we deal with in the office when kids are in trouble or when there's an issue, 90% of the time it begins on social media. Students are messaging each other and stuff like that. Tip number 4, have expectations for your child. Your child should know that if something happens in school that you don't approve of, that there's going to be some sort of consequence. Take away their phone. If they like to play outside, they can't go and do that, or go out with their friends, because if that's not happening, then they're getting to do whatever it is that they want to do without any repercussions. And life doesn't work like that. So if we make sure that our children understand that in order to do B, you have to get A done, then that makes it more clear for them and they will understand that. Tip number 5, make sure that your child has a dedicated space for them to complete their schoolwork, whether it's at the kitchen table or if it's in their room or if it's in your room or wherever it is, so that they understand that schoolwork is important. Tip number 6, go to back to school night, go to open house. Make sure that you show your face to the teachers that your child is going to be spending time with, the administrators. Make sure they know who you are. I always made sure that I went to every single back to school night, every single open house, because I want them to know that this is my child. I care about them. I care about what happens to them. And if it's something that I need to know, I want you to know what I look like. I want you to call me. I'm leaving my number. I'm leaving my email. Go to back to school night. Go to open house. Tip number 7, another big one, as this has changed over the years. When I was in school, this wasn't even out. But because of technology, we have this out. Have access to the parent portal. The parent portal will have your child's attendance, whether or not they made it to class on time. If they're in high school or middle school, it will have access to their grades. You could even open it up, the class up, and see what assignments they have missed. This is key, parents, because I'm telling you right now, especially when your kid gets to middle school and high school, teachers are not going to be calling, letting you know that your child has missed an assignment. These teachers have over 100 students that they deal with every day. And if they spent their time calling every parent whose child didn't turn in an assignment, that's not a good use of they don't have time for that. That's not a good use of their time. But you have the power. If you have access to that parent portal, you need to be going into that parent portal on a regular basis, making sure that your child is in class every day, in class on time, making sure that they're turning in their assignments. I do it all the time. I'm a little anal. I go in my kids' parent portal all the time. And if I see that a grade went down, if he had a C one day, and even if it's like a C minus, I'm going to go open it up and I'm going to see, oh, you got a 0. Soon as he get out of school, why is this a 0? What's going on? Well, what do you need to do to rectify that situation? You got to be on kids, especially when they get to high school and middle school. This one is a little tip. It's in between. It's for free. What I've learned is in the elementary school level, when they're in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, like parents are there, they're making sure, because, our kids are not really independent. What I've seen is once kids have started to get more independent, parents start backing off and being like, oh, they're old enough to do this, they're old enough to do that. But I'm telling you, that is the time that you need to get even more in tune to what they're doing, because you still have to be on them. They're still not going to be completing assignments a lot of the times. I mean, of course, you have those kids who are super, super responsible and all that, and that's really good. That's not my kid. I got to be on him. I got to be like, well, what is this and what is that? And go back to that teacher. No, you didn't ask for help. Well, why didn't you add a note? Go back and go back right now. You're going back today, or you're not going to play football today. Tip number 8, know who your child's teachers are and be able to get in contact with them. Know how you're going to get in contact with them. It is absolutely okay. And administrators and teachers, we love it when parents reach out to us and say, well, I noticed that my kid has an F in your class. What's going on? Can you explain to me? Like, can we meet? Do those things, because it will help your child really understand that you care about what it is that they're doing at school, and they have expectations. So know your child's teachers, know how to get in contact with them, and do it. Once your kid goes to middle school and to high school, that is not the time to back off. That is the time to continue to be more hands-on than ever, because things happen and you don't want to see what those things are. And tip number 10, hold your kid accountable. Make sure that they know and they understand that they have a job to do. Just like you get up and you go to work and you make sure that you make money so that bills are paid, they need to get up, they need to go to school, they need to do their work, they need to do what it is that it takes to make sure that they are accomplishing their job and their goal. So it's okay to let them know that, hey, this is my job, this is your job. I better do my job and you better do yours. So that's it for this video. I hope that these tips were helpful to you as parents. It is very, very important to make sure that you are an active participant in your child's education. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them down in the comments. I would love to answer them. I love talking about this stuff. Education has a special place in my heart. I've been doing this for a long, long time. Until the next video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again. I'll be doing more videos on education and how to best help your child in school. Bye.